Hey, what's up everyone? John here from TestPrepInsight.com, and today I'm going to be covering our list of the best Japanese apps on the market. We've used and reviewed about 7 or 8 different programs at this point, and it's pretty clear that some are better than others, so that's the list I'm going to run down for you today. And by the way, I should just mention up front here that since I'll just be covering the major highlights in this video, if you find you need more detail at any point, we also have a full written guide over on our website that contains way more info. The quickest way to find that is probably just to Google Test Prep Insight Best Japanese Apps. That's a fast way to get there. Alright, so let's get straight into it with our number 1 pick for best overall app. And for us, that's Rocket Japanese. It's a bit of a close call with our number 2 pick, Pimsleur, who I'll get to here in a second, but generally speaking, when you look at all of these different Japanese programs side by side like we have, Rocket is just clearly the best. In terms of the design of their program and the depth of their lessons, they simply have the most well-rounded language app from top to bottom. And to help better explain this, I want to cover 3 key points. The first is Rocket's use of interactive audio lessons. In these exercises that kick off each unit, English-speaking moderators slowly walk you through a guided conversation step by step and break things down verbally. In my opinion, this audio lesson that makes up the heart of each unit is really powerful for improving your listening comprehension and speaking skills. No other app, apart from maybe Pimsleur, who again, I'll get to here in a minute, offers this level of in-depth verbal practice and instruction. Most other apps tend to focus on basic drills and exercises that don't necessarily boost your conversational skills, while Rocket places a massive focus on the most important part of language learning, heavy doses of listening and speaking, which I really like. Then, after each audio lesson, this is my second point, Rocket makes you work through a series of reinforcement exercises and drills to really drive home what you just learned. It's almost like class followed by homework in a way. These drills get you to interact with the new Japanese words and phrases you just learned in a non-verbal way, which really increases retention because you're learning from multiple perspectives. And lastly, the third thing I want to highlight about Rocket is how they emphasize grammar instruction in their coursework. Grammar isn't fun, but the reality is that it's half the battle when learning a new language, maybe even more than half the battle. It's not just about learning new vocabulary. And the nice thing is that the main audio lessons and supplemental language and culture lessons in their program are full of helpful teaching points and tips to help you internalize all of the different Japanese grammar rules and principles. To be honest, there aren't many negatives we could find with Rocket Japanese. They even offer reading and writing lessons for kana and kanji, which no other apps really do. They really have it all. If there is anything to knock, it's just the price. Rocket only sells lifetime plans, and they are a bit pricier than other options on the market. But what I will say here though is that those prices on their website are a little misleading because Rocket is almost always running some sort of deal or special promotions, so just make sure to look for coupon codes before buying. In fact, I'll do my best to keep any current codes and coupons that I can find floating around the internet down below for you in the description. Chances are you can save at least 50%, if not more, which makes Rocket pretty competitively priced. Alright, so number 2 on our list, like I already mentioned, is Pimsleur. And the funny thing about Pimsleur is that they're the runner-up because their program is so much like Rocket's. For one, Pimsleur also builds their course around interactive audio lessons that use a guided conversation to really help develop your listening comprehension and conversational skills. The lessons are even about the same length, a half hour, so again, very similar. And second, Pimsleur also reinforces their audio lessons with more typical drills and exercises like matching pairs and fill in the blanks. And both use speech recognition software to give you feedback on your pronunciation. So overall, Rocket and Pimsleur are very similar. However, Pimsleur does differ from Rocket in a few different ways, and there's a reason we give Rocket the edge. First, the Pimsleur lessons don't use any transcripts with their audio lessons. It's pure audio, and frankly, I really like the transcript. It just makes it easier to follow along and see spellings of words and digest the teaching points. 2, the Rocket program also allows you to go back and replay the mock dialogue from the audio lesson as one of the 2 fluent speakers for extra practice, which is helpful. And 3, Rocket also offers much more in-depth grammar instruction. Altogether, these 3 additional features just make the Rocket program feel a little deeper and more comprehensive. But that's not to say Pimsleur doesn't have some advantages of its own over Rocket. For one, the Pimsleur audio lessons are equipped with a special driving mode feature so you can be productive with your time in the car and knock out lessons on your commute. I think that's a major bonus. 2, I also think the Pimsleur interface is better. It's about the best user experience that I've seen in language learning. And 3, a very important point here for budget shoppers is that Pimsleur offers monthly subscription plans rather than one-time purchase lifetime plans like Rocket. So if you want to take things a little slow and test out your course before fully committing, Pimsleur is going to be the cheaper option to start. Plus, Pimsleur even offers a 7-day free trial period so you can try this course out before dropping any money. I would highly recommend doing just that if Pimsleur does sound like it could be a good fit for you. The link to that free trial will be down below in the description. Alright, so our third pick for learning Japanese is Busuu. And even though Busuu isn't as robust of a program as Rocket Japanese or Pimsleur, it does offer some unique advantages. For one, the Busuu lessons are very short and go by very quickly. Each one only takes about 10 minutes or so on average. This is in comparison to the Rocket and Pimsleur lessons that take a full hour to complete from end to end. Now, of course, you can always pause those lessons and come back to them whenever you want, but if you want to rip off full lessons here and there, Busuu is going to be the better option. Second, Busuu incorporates videos of fluent speakers into their program, which I think is really helpful for visual learners. And third, Busuu has a cool community feedback feature that allows fluent Japanese speakers to give you comments on your writing drills and pronunciation. This makes things pretty fun and interesting. And lastly, Busuu is sort of our budget pick. Their program is only $5 to $15 per month depending on your plan and current sales, so very affordable. Again, check below for current discounts and codes. I'll aggregate those down below in the description for you. But that's why we like Busuu. Bite-sized lessons, use of video, community feedback from other users, and a cheap price tag. Alright, so last up here is a bit of a controversial pick. But before I get to that, I do just want to mention that every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we actually give away a free language learning course to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter. Everyone out there is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description, but just know it takes like 10 seconds to enter, and hey, you never know. You could win a totally free Japanese course from one of the companies that I've talked about here today. Anyway, like I said, not everyone is going to agree with this, but our number 4 app is Duolingo. And here's the thing, I actually don't like Duolingo as a standalone Japanese app. I think it's a little gimmicky and basic, and I think a lot of people will agree, but here's why I include it. For one, it's free. It doesn't cost a cent if you just want to leverage the free version. 2, it's great for hammering basic vocab, which you do need. And 3, it's pretty darn addicting with all of the characters and motion graphics and game-like features. So hear me out. This is where and how I would use Duolingo. If you're going on a trip to Japan and just want to learn some basic phrases and survival language in the weeks leading up to that, Duolingo is perfect for that. You can nail down 100 or 200 words and learn how to order sushi and ask for directions. But if you actually want to learn Japanese with any level of fluency, you've got to use another app like Rocket, Pimsleur, or Busuu. And I think that's another area where Duolingo can actually be of use. It makes for a great supplement. Use a more robust Japanese program and then fill in gaps with Duolingo. It doesn't cost anything, it's highly repetitive, which is great for burning vocab into your brain, and you can rip off little 5-minute lessons here and there on your phone. It's the perfect free complement to bigger, better programs. Anyway, that's all I've got for you, so let's wrap this up with some closing thoughts. What is the best app or online course for learning Japanese? Well, the short answer is, it depends. Mainly on what level of fluency you're trying to obtain, how much you want to spend, and what type of learner you are. Just like I said, if you're just trying to learn some basic phrases before a trip to Tokyo, Duolingo is fine for that. Otherwise, it's nothing more than a supplement in my eyes. At the next level up, Busuu is a great option for visual learners and those on a budget. It's affordable, effective, and has some strong features that others don't, like community feedback. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's not nearly as effective as Rocket and Pimsleur. The audio lessons from both of these companies are just so powerful and important to developing your speaking and listening skills. In my opinion, they are by far and away the best 2 apps for learning Japanese in the space, with Rocket Japanese having the edge over Pimsleur thanks to the overall depth and effectiveness of their coursework. I just think Rocket Japanese is the complete package and offers everything you need to reach an intermediate to advanced level of fluency. And that's all I've got for you. I hope this video was helpful and you learned a little something about all of these Japanese apps. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping me a quick comment below. That would be really appreciated. And again, if you want to see that full detailed written guide that I mentioned earlier in this video, just hop on over to our website, testprepinsight.com, or check out the other videos on our YouTube channel. We got a bunch of great content out there. But as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and I'll see you next time.